Does anyone work in computer-aided design?
What?
Computer-aided design? Architects, 3D modeling, that sort of stuff. SolidWorks, AutoCAD, sort of stuff.
Somebody down there.
What's that?
There's two.
Like set design?
Set design?
Yeah.
In a way, it's a little bit different, but
Yeah, I
same,
know.
similar concept.
There's some people down.
So we were able, fortunately, to get access to a CAD engine to do these crazy operations and do some really cool things. But the real fun was figuring out what is the interaction. Because you don't have a mouse or whatever you're using for CAD. You just don't have that within VR. So we really had to throw all that away as far as how do you control these interactions. And so here is a video. Sorry, I want to start with this one. Okay, so this is our marketing video. This is worked out with digital art forms, same guys that did Meta, 6 Sense, and HTC Vive Studios. So we're not going for photorealism here, we're more going for creativity, creating physical models, and then there was that sort of zoom pitch gesture. Because this is actually a CAD, we can export to 3D printing, but it's in a very natural way. Those of that have done CAD before, I know you didn't learn CAD in an hour, right? It's a very long time. So here we have like tutorials. Tutorials work so well in virtual reality. The big challenge, not necessarily, we had to experiment a lot of how to do that and how to convey that, but literally in 20 minutes, people are doing, gluing objects onto other objects. They're doing these complex Boolean operations, surface of revolutions, like complex things that normally only, people, CAD type people understand how to do. But in this case, we're able to teach these sort of, operations in 15 minutes. And then one of the big challenges, perhaps one of the biggest challenges of being creative within this space, it's very easy to do sort of freeform sort of modeling in virtual reality, but precision, that becomes a huge challenge, right? The great thing about a mouse is you have very precise control. You have that physical constraint of the desk, so your hand, you can rest your arm on it, right? It's easy to get a pretty specific point in space. But if you try to point at something with your hand like this, it's really hard to hold it stable in space, right? Or just by the act of pushing a button, that actually moves your finger, right? So it's difficult to do precision for many reasons. And so that's what we've been playing with as well. Similar to in the 2D world, right? We have grids and snap points and such we can bring in. So once you can start doing that, you can start doing more precise sort of operations. So not necessarily, achieving, we're not trying to replace 2D CAD. That's not our goal here because that just works really well. But for some things, for sort of basic prototyping and, some creative things without the huge learning curve of CAD, this can do some pretty amazing things. And it's only the beginning, right? I mean, imagine, all the other things you can do with CAD. Figuring out how to bring them into virtual reality. It's certainly not obvious how to do that, but it's a whole lot of fun experimenting with that. So you can see these objects here, like that guitar. There's no way you could have done that without having that ability to snap things, getting precise angles and such. You certainly couldn't build a bicycle.